Welcome back. So in the previous video we saw the entity definitions. The entities like the IDs, data and type. In this video we will see how we can store data to those entities and sort of retrieve them, right? In order to do that, we have created a tour. There is an app. In the tour there is an app called data client. So you sort of log in. I'm using the credentials that I stored earlier. So once it's done, as you can see, you see all the entities that this API key has access to, right? Because if you remember, in the admin console we gave permissions to each of the API key, right? So now this app, when the moment I log in, it sort of loads only the entities that I have access to, right? So once it's done, say okay, I'm now using the pan, so I can do 3 operations: search, fetch, store. So I'm going to do a store, right? So I will store like a pan number, right? So when I store, it gives me a reference key, right? So this is what you need to take it and store it in your database, right? So you can just cross check by doing a fetch by passing the reference key, and when you do, you get your the actual value that you stored, right? So this is the ID type. I will now demonstrate how to sort of work with a data field, right? So I'm using the customer name and let's say, so I'm just entering the customer name as like some John Morris, right? So again, I get this reference key. I'm not going to copy it now, but instead what I'm going to do, there is a search. So this search, it's sort of designed to work on the encrypted the data, right? So it gives me, okay, it found a match for John, and then it gave me that. So I use that and copy it, and it sort of retrieves the value, right, as John Morris, right? So this is how I manage the data type entity. There is also a file type entity, the fitness report. So I can store. I choose fitness 1, right, and store securely. Again, like usual, as usual, you will get a receipt ID. I use the receipt ID, and I do a fetch, and it sort of downloads the fitness 1 report. So so this demo, it sort of gives you how to tells you how to store and retrieve and search, but the real usage will happen through API. In order to make it easy, we have another small API spec document. If you come back to the tour, there is a API spec. So the endpoint is API client vault. So you need to pass in the API key and the secret. And for storing various entity flavors, retrieval of the various data, and also doing a search, you can find all the APIs here. Yeah, hope this was helpful. Thank you so much.